Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm a series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm real excited about this one. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, yeah, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today, folks? Well, it happens to be, boom! It is my Dragon Ball Z shirt, famously created by, it's got Son Goku on it. Created by the now very sadly late great Akira Toriyama. The time I'm doing this, it's been less than 2 weeks since he passed away, and I mean, it was one of those things where like I'd certainly grown up with DBZ like a lot of kids my age who got into anime around that time, and it wasn't. I'd be lying if I said it was my favorite anime. It's not, but it's still super fun to watch. I love the movies and stuff like that, like World's Strongest and Dead Zone, and like I think those are so fucking cool. So when he passed away, man, like that was a heavy hit, heavier than I thought it was gonna be. But ended up finding this shirt. I was out at Target, and I was like, yeah, man, I gotta pick it up. So anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, I just got through reviewing some Italian ice, and then eventually a hot dog with fries from a place called Boom! Gina's. Sometimes known as Gina's hot dogs, sometimes, I don't know. Depending on where you go, they have different monikers. I'm just going with Gina's. They're from Bensenville, Illinois. And what with this being a local spot, by the way, it is going to end up in my Eating Out Illinois playlist. That is a playlist just for Illinois spots, just like local establishments, stuff like that. What is it that I'm reviewing, though, from Gina's today? Well, boom, it's this, but moreover, I just don't want to spill a bunch of stuff. Boom, it's this! What is this? This is their beef and sausage combo. Yes! Taking 2 Illinois institutions, putting it on a big-ass roll, and there's a dog next to it. Can I get a thing for this thing? Oh, God. It looks like that! So, yes, you've got delicious Italian beef. You've also got some peppers on top. You can get them sweet or hot. I got sweet peppers. And then you have delicious Polish sausage there. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Why? Ugh. This is one of the pain in the ass things about when you start doing reviews when it gets to be warmer is people. But to be fair, puppers are always awesome. So, anyway, I'm super excited to fucking munch into this. Let's give it a go. Oh, man. There's no way this is going to be attractive. Oh. That is orgasmic. That is, it's a thing of beauty. It's so good. Now, here's the thing. Gina's is Gina's is not exclusive in having beef and sausage combos. Like, it is a thing. There are a lot of awesome little spots in like the Illinois, Chicago area that specialize in this type of food. Basically, hot dogs, beefs, things like that. Great like Chicago style fare. And at some point, someone made the wonderful decision, and I personally think whoever that was deserves some sort of like Nobel Peace Prize, when they went over there and took a Polish sausage, put a bunch of beef on it, and then, peppers or if you want them. It is awesome. I genuinely think it is one of the best things that we have as a food option here in the Illinois food scene. It's so good because it takes two things that we're known for, the Polish sausage, the Italian beef, and combines them together. Now, I'm not saying that I'm always going to take it over one or both of those options, because sometimes you just want a beef, sometimes you just want a Polish. But putting all that shit together, oh, it's so good, because you get this like rush of flavor and texture. You know, you got the sturdiness of the sauce, and it hits you with this delicious Polish sausage flavor. You know, it's meaty, it's a little bit garlicky, it's wonderful, and then you've got the soft, just almost melt in your mouth beef that's just like, oh, it's so good. And then you got the peppers on top of it, just to go over there, just to add that extra layer. You know, and mind you, it's sweet peppers. They're peppers. They're not like super sweet or anything, but it just, again, it adds in another layer of texture. It adds in another layer of flavor. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing, man. It's a wonderful thing. And I have to say, too, in terms of, because again, there's lots of spots that you can get stuff like this. I will give it to Gina's, though. This is definitely a very good incarnation of this. Like, you know, because not all of those spots are created equal. I've certainly been to a couple in my day where I left just kind of like, ugh, about the whole experience. This is proper. This is proper. And it is the rare instance where, if you're getting Italian beef, for me, and everybody's different, I love an Italian beef dipped in the sauce and just sopping wet. But with a Polish or with a beef and sausage combo, I definitely prefer it to not be dipped. Like, it's still going to absorb all the juices. You're still getting that. But you want a little bit more added structural integrity, at least for me. But this is fucking awesome, man. This is... That's so good, it's ridiculous. Even if I did go over there and spill a little bit on my shirt. That's so good. And the thing is, too, as much as when you think Chicago, you think like deep dish, you know, it's like one of our big food items. Man, the Italian beef, I personally think should be just as up there, just as synonymous. In some ways, I think it is, but especially in the area. But I think on a more, you know, nationwide scale, that's something we need to be more synonymous with. This is fantastic. And like I said, well, okay, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Abso-fucking-lutely, and yes. Okay? For myself personally, not only is this just an excellent Chicago food item staple, in my opinion, it's wonderful. Fundamentally, it's a beautiful thing. I have to give credit to Gina's. This is a very well done version of this. I would, in fact, go as far as to say, you know, famously, if you think about Illinois institutions and stuff like that, food institutions, the one that comes to mind for a lot of people when you're thinking like beef and dogs would be Portillo's. And I've reviewed a number of stuff for Portillo's. I like Portillo's fine, but I'm going to flat out say I think this is better than theirs, than their beef and sausage combo. I think it's just packed with the flavor. I think it's really delicious. There's nothing I dislike about it. So I would absolutely, if I wanted a beef and combo, and especially if it's like a local thing, you know, Gina isn't too far from where I'm at. It's a little bit of a trip, but I'd be willing to trek there for this, 100%. And if I'm recommending it, I mean, get it any way you can. And I'm not going to say this is the best, you know, beef and sausage combo I've ever had, but it is a very, very good version of it. I think if you're local, absolutely hit up Gina's, get yourself a beef and sausage combo. I think even if you're a little bit further out than locally, yeah. And I think that if you're coming in to Illinois, I'm not going to go over there and say this is a flat out, you know, destination spot, because again, there's a lot of great places in Illinois that do this exact type of food. But if you happen to be in Illinois and you want to try some good Chicago style food, and you happen to be near Gina's, and you remember my review, then yeah, get your ass in there, man. Get yourself a beef and sausage combo, because it's wonderful. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly beef and sausage combo-tastic rest of your life. And, unless you're vegetarian or vegan or what have you, I mean, I'm sure you could get like a veggie dog. I don't know there's like a vegan equivalent of Italian beef, but you'll make it work. I believe in you. Final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. Sorry. My brain got ahead of itself. Try not to be an asshole. Folks, I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful, frustrating, and just bullshit sometimes. And when we find ourselves in situations like that, it's important that, first of all, we keep our train of thought focused on what we're doing. But it's also important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe there's some combination of foods that you particularly love. Maybe you're over there and you're like, you know what, Brandon, I like, I don't know. I like Pop-Tarts and grilled cheese. Just make yourself grilled cheese, put your Pop-Tarts in the toaster, pop them together. That might be for you. I would say that it probably wouldn't be for me, but I'll be the first person to admit that, like, if Five Guys or some fucking establishment was like, we have the Pop-Tart grilled cheese sandwich, I would roll my eyes, walk out to my car, start my car, and go make the trek. Because, life is too short anyway. But hopefully, no matter what your particular favorite food might be, whether it's a combination or a single item or whatever, hopefully you're just able to enjoy it and appreciate it in the comfort of wherever you want to enjoy it in the comfort of. Anyway, bye.